heck did I do with my damn thing? Like back to back to back, and I had to hurry up and end my live. Well, my son was calling because apparently a substitute decided to put her hands on my child. Okay. So I had to get up and I had to go to the school. Honey, and my husband wasn't even here. He had the car. I had to call a lift, okay, because I was not playing. I had to hurry up and go up there and go see, like, okay, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And I had to like calm myself down because I was like really pissed off. Like once I got the phone call, like I was super pissed. Like, what you mean? What you mean she put her hands on you? Okay, well we need to go. We need to go to the school. And we need to figure this out now, because I do know how my child is. I'm going to hear both sides to the story. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shut up, Aviana. It's safe. But something happened at the school today. As you can see in my title, that is not clickbait. That literally just happened. A substitute put her hands on my son. And I had to go up to the school and figure out what was going on. Because my son had called my husband. And see, my son had called me, but I thought he was just BSing. Like, every once in a while, he'll call his mom. So I didn't think nothing about it. That's why I declined the call while I was on live. But then my husband called. He called like 2-3 times back to back. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Let me end the live because something must be going on. Lo and behold, I answer the phone. And my husband's like, Jalen said a substitute put their hands on him. What? He said, you need to call the school. Kyle. I'm not calling nothing. I'm going straight to the school. So I'm like, where you at with the car? Okay, because you need to come back. But he was doing something with his clients. So that's fine. Lift. I need a lift. Okay, I'm a lift to the school. So I get to the school. And I'm telling them, and they already afraid. They're already like, oh hell, like, is she gonna cut a fool? You know what I'm saying? Because most parents, when you get that phone call that a substitute put their hands on your kid, you about to cut a fool, right? But nah. Here's a proper way to deal with this. I'm gonna tell you how I did it. So I went up there, and I'm like, my son called me, said substitute put his hands on him. I need to see, okay? The principal, okay? The substitute, okay? And my child. I need to see all three. So then the guy was like, well, let me go, let me grab the principal first. And I don't know if we can get a hold of the substitute or whatever. And I'm looking at this man. I said, let me tell you something. I will not leave out of this school until I talk to the substitute that felt like it was okay to put her hands on my child. I'm not leaving. So he was like, okay, let me get Dr. Harvey. Now Dr. Harvey has dealt with me. He already know that I am a really big advocate for my child. So he knows when he see my face up there, okay, what's going on? So when I seen Dr. Harvey was like, why didn't Jalen come and tell them? Which is something that my husband told Jalen on the phone. He said, Jalen, you should go tell somebody that the substitute did this. Like, yes, call your mama and let them know too, because sometimes schools be trying to cover up stuff and we not allowing that to go down. But you have to also go through your chain of command, and you have to let the principal and them know what's really going on. So I talked to the principal. I said, listen, I want to talk to the substitute. He said, well, let's first, we're gonna pull Jalen in the room. And we're going to all sit down and we're going to all talk to Jalen. Okay, fine. We can do that. So they pulled Jalen in there. And I'm asking Jalen, like, okay, what happened? Okay, I need you to explain this to me and the principal and these other two, the assistant principal, whoever else is in this room. So my son was like, he was talking or whatever in the class, which is, of course. And I guess the teacher was trying to tell him to sit down. But, of course, my son is hard-headed. And he back talks. We know this. So apparently, I guess Jayla wasn't sitting down. Well, she decided that she was going to grab him by his coat and like shove him in the seat and make him sit down. So the principal can clearly see the look on my face. The whole entire time I'm sitting there, my son is telling me that this lady shoved him down in his seat. I'm trying to hold my composure, okay? Because the other side of me wanted to come out the bag. But I'm like, nah, finish listening to the story, Tiffany. So then, after she couldn't get him to sit down in his seat, I guess she felt the need to grab him by his collar and drag my son out the classroom. What? You dragged my son out the classroom by his collar? And I'm sitting there with the principal. I said, look, my problem is that you don't have nothing in place for my child. We already know that my child acts out and he does these things. This is exactly why you have my cell phone number. You have my husband's cell phone number. But if a substitute feel like she can't deal with my son, then she needs to be calling somebody else to come help her. Because, I told the woman this to her face, which I'm getting to that point. But I told the principal that. I said, we need to have, why does the substitute not know what to do? You know what I'm saying? Why she don't? Yeah, black mothers, we not playing that. We're not playing that. But, I'm talking to him about it. I said, look, and I want to hear both sides because I'm not the type of parent that come up here and be like, my child an angel, okay, and he ain't do nothing wrong. No, that's not how I come. I come like I want to hear what he did and I want to know what she did. But I'm going to correct both the situations. I'm going to correct what he did and I'm about to correct what the teacher did because you got me jacked up. And the principal couldn't do nothing but sit there and be like, you know what, Miss Latham, I really appreciate how you're dealing with this situation. And the other two men across the table was so uncomfortable. But after a while, they was like, wow, she is handling this very well. Because had that had been my child. Yeah, we know. Yeah, I know my child. But my mom was like that. My mom didn't never put nothing past nobody. She not the type of parent that's going to be like, my child would never. My mama not going to do that. My mama going to do an investigation first. Okay, because kids are capable of anything. And then she going to regulate from there. That's how I move. I'm going to investigate first. Okay, then I'm going to regulate from there. So my son finished telling the principal everything that happened. Okay, she put her hands on me. She drugged me out the class. She tried to force me down in my seat. Blah, blah, whatever. I said, okay. All right, Dr. Harvey. It's about time that I see the substitute now. Okay, I need to see the substitute. So they put me and the substitute in a room with, I don't know, he was like one of the guys that, behavioral guy or something. And I don't even remember his title, to be honest, because I wasn't even concentrating on it, to be honest. So they put us in the room with her and I'm talking to her and I said, so can you tell me what happened? Okay, I didn't come out the bag automatically on her. Like, you know what? No, I didn't do that. I said, you know what? Let me know what happened. You tell me your side of the story. So she proceeds to tell me, okay, he wasn't listening. He wouldn't sit down. Jalen decided that he wanted to sea walk across the goddamn class. Okay. So I'm going to have to fix that because, no, you're not going to be doing that. My son got me jacked up. But I looked at her and I let her know. I said, listen, you cannot put your hands on people's kids. I said, especially mine, because it could have went another way. I said, because my son is ADHD and he has a behavior problem. He could have turned around and smacked you or cussed you out just for you putting your hands on him. So you should have never done that. If you felt like you needed help and that he wasn't listening, then go get another teacher. Go get the behavioral person. Call for the goddamn principal for all I care. Just don't put your hands on my goddamn child. That is not appropriate. That's not an appropriate thing for you to do because anything could have happened in that situation. Anything could have happened. Then I would have had to be coming up here and dealing with the cops and stuff because my son done turned around and smacked the crap out of you because you feel like you can put your hands on him. So then I said, you know what? Call Jalen in here. Because I'm not going to let this woman sit up here and tell just her side by herself and think that I'm not about to put you up against my son. The devil is a lie. So we call Jalen in there and we sitting there now with the substitute. Okay, now. So then I'm sitting there and I'm listening to my son tell me again and why he's going back and forth. My son had no respect for this teacher. But there had to be a reason why. Like, he didn't even calm down. Like, he just had no respect for her. And I had to tell him, I said, Jalen, you're being disrespectful and we're not doing that. But he was upset with her because she was lying. Now, I'm not going to tell my son in front of my son that I know that lady lying. I'm just going to let her keep lying. Okay? Because the guy across from me was also picking up on her lies. So you know what? I'm going to let you talk yourself into a goddamn ditch. Go ahead and jump off that cliff with those lies that you got going. Because I could hear them. She was all like, oh, well, Jalen was disturbing the class. He was doing this. They were trying to write notes and this, that, and the third. But then my son started poking holes in her story. Like, we wasn't doing anything. We weren't writing any notes. There were no notes on the board. Like, he started poking holes in her story. So then she started saying other things to try to cover up for that. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there listening like, okay. Yeah, something don't add up. Something not, no, that don't sound right. So then, I was trying to make sure that it wasn't just me. Honey, I wish I would have thought about recording it, but I was so mad that I didn't even think about picking up my phone to record nothing in the school. Nothing. Because I was just so pissed off. And I was trying to handle it the right way. Because I didn't want them people calling the cops on me. Okay, I'm not even going to lie. I didn't want them to call the cops on me. Because I done came up there and about cut up, tore up. And there wasn't no need to act up anyway. Because everybody was already on my side. Like, we not having it. It's not going down. So I'm looking at the guy next to me. I said, you know what? Can I talk to you by yourself? And he was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, you gone, substitute. Go ahead. Go ahead on. So then the substitute leaves and I look at the guy and said, now, did you see and hear what I saw and heard? And he was like, yes, I did. He said, I picked up on a couple things. That's all I need to know right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the opportunity to fix the problem. Because I picked up on that lady lying. And I know that he picked up on that lady lying. So that means that lady don't need to be a substitute up there. And I will be calling tomorrow to make sure that it gets handled. I said, what you need to do, because she was like, she was like, I didn't grab you up like that. I didn't do that. My son's like, yes, you did. Now, my son didn't deny also that he was sea-walking in front of the class either. He said he did that. Okay, he was like, okay, yeah, I did that. He was doing that. But he also said, no, you jacked me up. No, you pushed me down in a chair. Like, he was going back and forth with this lady. And I'm listening to her, and I'm listening to my son. And that's how I picked up on her lies. And I'm like, this lady lying. But you know what? I'm not going to tear the school up. I'm not going to tear it up. Because you see that she's lying. I see that she's lying. So what are we going to do after this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to have to call the principal tomorrow to make sure that, things got passed the way that they were supposed to get passed. But I'm looking at him. I said, no, this ain't right. And he was like, yeah, I know. He said, I'm going to take some of the students out the classroom and I'm going to talk to them and see exactly what happened inside the classroom. Because the stories were not matching. The stories were not matching. But I told Dr. Harvey, I said, listen, I've been having these problems. Like, I need you guys to be able to know how to deal with my child. Like, I have to trust the fact that when he comes to the school, that he's going to be taken care of too. But see, his principal, I can't even say nothing bad about his principal. His principal's nice. He's a nice man, okay? By the time I finish in there, okay, acting the proper way, because my husband was afraid. He was like, he called my phone. I was in the back of the lift. Okay? He was like, oh, you weren't playing. You thought I was? My child just called me and told me somebody put their hands on him. It was either by walk, by bus. I was getting to the school. Period. And my husband in the back called like, Tiffany? I said, no. You calmed me down too many times when I went to that school. You're not about to calm the beast down today. No. I should be allowed to come out to play today. But I did. I handled it the right way, which is a good thing. Because me handling it the right way, the principal offered me a job. He like, have you ever worked in the school system before? Nope. But if you want to give your girl a part-time job, that way I can still be at home with my kids, honey, I would love it and appreciate it. You can keep me on that list. But I'm not going to be playing about my child. Oh, my husband knows I cut up. He knows. Especially when it comes to... Oh, he knows I'm going to cut a fool. But I didn't. I called him back. I was like, oh, I handled it the right way. I didn't go off. I said I let that lady talk herself right into what she needed to talk herself into. Because had I had went in there flipping out, nobody would have been able to pick up on her lying. So I let her speak. Let me let you talk. And she talked herself exactly into what I thought she was going to do. You're lying, honey. You're lying. But let me still let you know you don't put your hands on nobody's kid because you don't know how that's going to turn out. You never know how that's going to turn out. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm on live. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? Why is my phone blowing up? What's going on? Substitute did what? I had to strip off my bonnet. I had to put my wig on my head. I was not playing. And here go my husband calling me back now. No husband, but I'm talking to my kids and mentioned going to school. They already know. Oh no, my son do. That's why he didn't call me first. He called his dad first. But then he tried to call me. But I didn't know what was going on. But if Jalen called me, oh my God, I'm going to kill my husband. I know that it's something. He's about to make me mad because if I have to end this live to get on the phone with him and he says something retarded, I'm going to be super mad. Cause it's like, you know, I'm doing whatever. I'm about to call him back. He don't want nothing. I done talked to him at the school anyway. He'll probably pull up on me here in a minute. He'll pull up at the house like, Tiffany, really? I was so angry. My blood was boiling on my way to the school, honey. I thought I was going to go in there and have to just go crazy, but I didn't. I didn't have to. But that's why it's so important that these people that they put in these school systems actually know how to deal with kids, bro. You can't put everybody in a school system. You can't put everybody in there. Because some people they don't know how to handle certain things. Honey, I left this at the house and Lord knows my pressure was up. And I was like, where my vape? I left it here. Trying to hurry up and get out the house. Then I couldn't find my ID. I was like, oh my God. But I was like, you know what? Bump the ID. Because if these people come to me today talking about they're not about to let me in because of my ID and Dr. Harvey know my face, I'm really going to tear the school up. No. Not with this type of phone call. You would not harass me about an ID. But they didn't, though, because they know my face. You know who it is. What I'm coming for. Stop playing with me. Am I okay? I will be. I will be. I'm just glad that it didn't escalate, because it could have went a whole lot worse than what it did. I'm just glad that it didn't go that bad. Can't smoke on school property. With this vape, I would have been all outside. Like this. And I'm pretty sure at that moment in time, nobody would have said nothing to me. You let that black mom be, okay? She did not come up in here and tear the school up. You leave her alone. Don't mess with her. Leave her alone, honey. Because I could have smacked the teacher. But that wouldn't have got me nowhere. That wouldn't have got me nowhere if I would have smacked that lady. It wouldn't have got me nowhere if I would have called down in front of her face and told her she was a lie. But in an argument, and somewhere that I, myself, and my mental do not need to be. So long as they know that she was lying, that's all I care about. Trust and believe they already knew you were coming. They should have. Well, Dr. Harvey was like, look, I wish Jalen would have came to me first, but you know I would have still called you, Mom. I said, no, but I need my son to still call me too, bro. Like, nah. He was like, I'm not even going to get on to him about that. He just need to let somebody else know in the school hour, which I agree. I agree with that. You got to go through your chain of command, baby. You can't be skipping. Let your mama know, but you also need to tell somebody else. But when I called my son and I said I'm on my way, and my son said, okay, I already knew. Because normally he'd be like, Mama, don't come. Mama, it's okay. But my son was like, nope, okay. Yeah, I want my mama to come up here today. You got... But I looked at my son, though. I said, and by all means, when you get home, though, you're in trouble. Because you shouldn't have been disturbing the class. You shouldn't have been crip walking across the front of the class. I don't care if you didn't have nothing going on. You should have been sitting your butt in a chair. Or doing something else. Playing on your phone, doing something. You were not doing what you were supposed to be doing. That I have a problem with. And that we're going to have to talk about when you get home. We're going to have to talk about that. Because you shouldn't have did that. Your mama will handle the teacher. Like my son, no. I will handle that, but I'm also going to handle you. Because you can't do that. That is not okay. Because obviously every teacher does not know how to react. Does not know how to properly deal with things. And the other guy was like, Mom, I just really want to let you know that you are handling this very well. Because I know the look on his face when Jalen said that she had did what she did to him. His face was like, yeah. Yeah, but me going to jail ain't going to benefit my son. You know what I'm saying? But me being a smart mouthpiece for my child is what's going to benefit him. You know what I'm saying? Me being able to handle things the right way is how I'm going to be able to show him how to handle things the right way. So now I had to go up there and I was tough though. I was like, Mama not playing. I'm not playing this. I want to see that substitute. But I had to also, handle it the right way. Because Lord knows that was important. I would go work in the school system though, just to be like near my child. My child know that I'm in that school, so play with me. They can come get your mama anytime. I would love that. Love that. I'd be the cafeteria lady. Be talking to all them kids. It's okay. I'll take that job. I push a broom, whatever. Because that was another one of my hardest things with my kids is finding a job where I can still put them on the bus, be here to get them off the bus, because my husband works all day. But that would be lovely. I would love to do that. I just need a couple hits of this vape so I can calm my nerves, child. On my way there, I had the Lyft driver, which was this black guy, was my Lyft driver, okay? And it's so funny. And when I got in his car, I was like, smells like you've been smoking. But I didn't say that, but I could tell. But then he was like, he went to Lewis Chapel. He said, yeah, that place is a mess. And I was like, yes, it is. A hot mess. Sick of them people. And there's my husband. Watch me get fussed at. I knew you was coming.
Pause that right quick.
I can't pause it.
Stop it or something. I have to say this wrong and say it
Did
over.
I do something?
Yes, you did.
What the heck did I do? I didn't answer the phone?
No, you did. And if it was me, you'd be ready to flip out a track.
I just said that on here too. I said he is going to be mad at me.
Yeah. No disrespect to you live people, but I don't give a about that shit.
He's mad at me. I'm sorry. Thank you. I just got in trouble. But I got some more fake juice. Let me get off this live and go handle this situation. Let me go talk to my spouse because he's upset with me. I'll see you guys another time.